And welcome to Let's Fly VFR. Today we're out in the Bell 401 and we're going to try and learn how to land. Feel free to subscribe, like, and let's go crash this bird. If you haven't flown helicopters before, and we're doing this at Mashmale Fisheries, which is from Props Strike Studio, they're great. They've got a few really nice bits of scenery for X-Plane 11, so go and have a look. This one is a freebie. There's another one, Allen Burrows Island, which is about $5 or so. And there we are in the VR with our controllers as well. So I got to tell you, this is the first time in quite a while I've played with a helicopter, and I am absolutely useless at it. But if you're thinking about flying choppers and you haven't done so, maybe I'll give you some tips and stop you doing this too regularly, because there's my first crash. Feel free to count them. There were plenty of them, and in this occasion you can see the red light come on. I've over torqued the engine, and then we've ridden it to the ground again, so that's twice in a matter of seconds. Now let me try and lay out the if you just got a single joystick, as I have, I've got the 3D Pro. Unlike the engine, if you're flying fixed wing or jets and you start with the throttle at the back, push the throttle all the way forward, guys. What that does is has the collective all the way to the floor. Okay, so as you pull it back towards yourself, it lifts up, and you'll see during this I'll look down and you'll just see the collective lever moving, which is next to the left of your seat, because you're flying a right seat in the choppers as we buzzing around here, and that controls your up and down, and it gets to a point where you can over torque the engine, and that's where that light comes on. As you get higher and the air gets thinner, you can use more torque, is my assumption, and then you can lift that lever further. So it is a real balancing act, so, and you don't want to do it too quickly. The other controls is your cyclic, which is like your joystick. That's your left roll, your pitch, and if you're flying along and you want to stop, essentially you can back off the power or back off the collective, and really you'd have a twist on the stick as well on your left hand. You'd be able to pull it up and down a bit like a handbrake, and then you'd be able to twist the throttle. But in the sim, really you only get to lift it, and it's like a constant power, I guess, guys. So that is like your throttle. You've got some pedals down there. They're your controls, and you can twist your joystick if you've got a single one to do that. I think I would challenge you to fly it if you just had mouse and keyboard, guys. I think it would be just too damn hard, got to tell you. If you want to go fast, you push the nose down a little bit. The nose drops, but the airplane doesn't fly to the ground, the helicopter, as it would if you had a fixed wing aircraft. You put the nose down, you're going to fly there. In the helicopter, you'll see the speed climb, which is next to the artificial horizon there. So artificial horizon, next to that you've got your altitude on the right, you've got your speed on the left, you've got some torque instruments directly below your speed indicator, and another one's very interesting and very helpful, and I didn't get this until about 3/4 of the way through the video, to be honest, guys. As I'm descending, if you look underneath the altitude, you can see our VSI as we crash again. So let's try it in some little hops. This is what I did here, was just adding a little power, and with the VR, because I've got the Oculus S, Rift S, I was looking out the side window, looking down at the skids, guys, and that was a really good reference. But you do have to get your head back out front and make sure you're not going towards these trees, because in VR they're enormous. So just trying to get up, just trying to get a little hover, just moving along gently. If you just drop the collective off a little bit, it'll settle back down. There is a bit of wind around here, it would seem. You can see the string off the front of the cockpit blowing from left to right. So I think there's a little bit of a crosswind happening there as well. So we just got it fairly stable. And now watch the VSI, okay, that little one underneath the altimeter. If you keep it under the yellow line, when you touch down, if it's on or under the yellow line, you don't tend to kill yourself. I think I did something stupid there and I killed myself again. This is not easy, I was going to tell you. My hat goes off to you chopper guys, because boy, you've got everything happening. You've got feet happening, you've got rudders happening, you've got bloody collective, roll, pitch, power, the whole lot's happening. It's really busy. Oh, this would be really a lot simpler if you had some rudder pedals as well, guys. I'd suggest if you want some, go over to Let's Fly VFR and pick up some new rudder pedals for yourself. So here we go, just trying again, just trying to get down. I think I was just a little bit too hard on my let down last time. I think I just exceeded that little yellow line that you can see in the PSI. I tell you, you want to keep at least half an eye on that anytime you're getting near the ground, and just adjust your pitch to slow down. So you just raise your nose a little bit and you'll see the speed drop off. I'm quite low on speed now, and see, I had a little skid forward there, but very happy. I think that was about the first one I thought was a half decent landing. Clapping with the with the controllers. So we're just trying a few more little approaches here. And this is great scenery too, guys. This is in Canada. They have a couple of airports. The Allen Burroughs is another nice one. I think that's Washington. But this is it's pretty good, and very good on the frame rates too, guys. I've got to say. I have to apologise for the little mouse pointer in the middle of the screen. When I record these, if you're not sure how it gets done in VR, obviously you only end up with like a third of a screen sitting on your monitor, and Oculus have this thing called the Oculus Mirror, and what it does is you open that up once you're in VR essentially, and it fills the screen right down to your taskbar, and then you record as a screenshot, if you like, or record your screen flying, but you can't actually see that in VR. So the odd thing is this bloody mouse comes up and gets stuck. Just a little pause there, a bit of loading, and you can leave that little mouse pointer up there, which I find really annoying, but it's more annoying after you finish doing a little video and then you find it's been sitting there for the last 10 minutes. So we will live with it today because it's just a bit of fun, isn't it? Now, I hope you guys are all safe and healthy and happy out there. As I record this, there's that nasty thing floating around the world. A lot of people are in lockdown. Certainly here in Australia, it's closing down fairly quickly. A few of the states, my own state of South Australia, is closing its borders, and there's a lot more things happening in New South Wales and Victoria, where there are a lot more people in those states than there are in South Australia. We're doing very well at the moment. We're well under 100 people with that little issue. It seems that we're not allowed to say it, otherwise YouTube doesn't like it. So, okay, here we go again. Now, just floating over the water here, I thought, well, why not try and land on one of these little islands? And I got myself into a hell of a tangle here. I was going backwards because I tried to slow down. Be aware you can fly backwards in a chopper, guys, if you haven't done it. It takes a bit of work. Now, I've got control of it. Now, I'm looking at those islands in the middle of the water up there, and we're going to fly up towards those, and try and put it down. I think on the island on the left, there's like a little green strip there. I reckon that'll be a challenge if you've got a real VTOL aircraft that you might want to try and get in, or a short takeoff and landing aircraft. See if we can get them to stop. See a few of the, cubs come in and skip off the water and then land on the beach. There's some great videos of people doing that. I tell you, that's not something I'm going to be doing. So we've got it fairly level. We've got our descent rate is just hanging around neutral at the moment. We put the speed back, so we're right at the top, so the big needle in the middle is right back, nearly at the stop. Just walking it in as we're getting close. Again, the VR, having the depth perception, guys, just makes it amazingly better. It's just incredible, really. So we're moving in here, and I'm still getting about 30 odd frames on this, and it still worked out pretty smooth in game. It looked like this to me in game, so all doing pretty good. And very gently, and got a bit of a wobble, and there we are, down. Alright, let's have it one more go. See if we can't get this down in one piece. Now I'm going to aim for the, there's an open area about halfway down this strip, and I'm trying to get down to that. I'm just getting my, getting the aircraft settled, then I'm going to walk in see where there's plenty of room just below us, just ahead of us there, and we're going to try and put it down there. So lots of gearing on the throttle. Again, remember you start at the very forward as if it was full power on an aircraft, and you just simply pull it back towards yourself slowly, and don't do it too quick. If you slam it back, you just blow the motor and the drive, and you crash again. So here we go, just holding it up, concentrating on that VSI, concentrating on speed, using the rudders to point in the right direction. And there was a little false start. We got there, didn't we? I highly recommend it, guys. If you haven't flown this, choppers, it is damn hard. I was sweating flying this, and I've only cut out a little bit of the actual video in editing this for you, so I had about probably 20 minutes of video, and here we are, just shutting it down. As you can see, the clarity of the instruments is what I see in VR as well. It's pretty much the same. You can see the needle swell numbers are not quite so clear, but I have had them clearer than that with a little bit of extra anti-aliasing and bits and pieces. So we're still working on that. And the got a new 1060 Super, which is certainly allowing me to turn a lot of the screws right up in X-Plane. So it's looking really great. So thanks for joining me. Hope you guys all get better soon. If you're not, if you're enjoying your time at home, flying the Bell 407 here at Mashmel Fisheries. Subscribe, like, and look forward to catching you in the next video.